Number 11 student is Loic Yu. So Loic, you'll have 3 to 4 minutes to make your presentation. And your questions will come from Professor Kashpour and then from George Van de Cure.
All right, sounds good. And I was wondering, can you hear me all right from back here? Because I'm standing up right now.
Hear you well.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you, MC, fellow competitors, and judges. Allow me to present my speech. So just a quick introduction first. I'm Loic Yu, and I live in Ontario. I go to Huron Heights Secondary School. And I'm really proud and thankful to be here in this competition. So starting off my speech. Artificial intelligence has changed traditional schooling, work, and our daily lives. So it begs the question, what more will it change in the future? This question can be answered by analyzing society's behaviors. Students using AI to complete assignments effortlessly. Workers utilizing AI to automate jobs. And people using AI to answer day-to-day questions. This over-reliant behavior on AI has become so rampant in today's world that it's safe to say in a few more years, we will be nothing more than hollow husks of the people a century before us. Now, this is a very bold statement, so let me explain to you why. When we're able to automate jobs and complete assignments in the snap of a finger, we're given a new abundance of time. With the wealth of time-killing activities which can be found on our devices, it's easy to lose ourselves for hours on mindless activities. This is a huge problem which has become detrimental to all age groups, especially the younger generation. Procrastination, lack of motivation to learn, has become widespread. Libraries are being used less and less for their catalog of books, and interviewing individuals for assignment information has become a thing of the past. Simply, artificial intelligence has replaced independent learning and has become almost this magical, omnipotent tool for all. So how do we solve? No, how do we change this current world situation? Well, it starts with changing ourselves. When I envision success in the future, I'm not thinking about personal AI robots completing your everyday tasks or living in smart homes. No, I'm sure most people will be living just like this in the future's new and improved economy. I'm thinking about that small minority of people who are not satisfied by the constant bombardment of conveniences AI provides and who search for something more, something far greater, self-fulfillment. What is self-fulfillment? Self-fulfillment is what one desires once all their needs are met. Once one reaches the point where they don't need to constantly worry about their survival and status. Because in the future, AI will provide you with all your survival and ego needs. So it'll be easier than ever to focus on changing the world, leaving your mark. It just depends on what type of person you are. We'll never be smarter than AI, knowledge-wise. But as humans, we've always found a way to be the smartest species on the planet through our wisdom and emotions, something AI can never replicate. Although it is difficult not to succumb to the conveniences AI provides, by remaining self-reliant and a visionary, we can open doors for ourselves to find our own self-fulfillment and actualization. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Loic. Thank you for your presentation and congratulations for making it to one of 16 finalists. So I'm going to ask Professor Kashpour to ask your first question.
Sure, thank you. Excellent presentation and topic, Loic, that you presented. Very well done. I think you touch on probably on one of the biggest concern that everyone has, how the society is going to evolve, considering what, again, everyone has access to. Whether it's going to make the society lazy or because we've had other technologies in the past that everyone talk about the doomsday, that everyone is going to be unemployed just because of the technology. However, any technology at the same time generates work, generates new obviously economy and the workplace. However, what now we have is a little bit different just because it's impacting the education, impacting the incentives that now people may not have to continue the education because they can get very easily a mark, they can pass courses, they can pass education, and then when they get into the job market, then they may not find them competitive enough in order to secure a good job. So this is a very, very critical and important topic that you brought up. So
Yes.
yes, you have talked about this, but if I ask you what we can do, especially again, I'm concerned is about the education, especially again in high school and then later on in universities. What type of incentives, what can we do in order to encourage people, encourage students to use AI as a tool, not a solution in order to get a mark and pass the exams and go one grade up? What do you think?
Thank you. Thank you very much for that question. So I just want to confirm. So you're asking like, what's something kids can do, or what something like the people who are authoritative to the kids can do to show them that like using AI as a tool just to get the grade isn't what you want, isn't the best situation. Okay. So, well, from my first point would be how I'm sure most kids already know. Like, there's many jokes about it. How, oh, I'm using ChatGPT just to get a passing grade. It's a joke, and people know. Like, the students already know it's not the best way because it won't be. It's not drilling the information to your mind. Rather, that you're just putting information from a screen onto paper. So most people, most kids already know this, but they still do it anyways. And so that's the problem which you outlined. And I think the way to show them this is simply to let them keep on going, keep on doing it. And then I'm sure eventually they'll get a reality check. Yeah, although someone may argue, what if it's too late for them? Well, then that's where I think it's important to be informational. I'm sure, like, it's important as an authority figure to tell these kids in real life, it's not the same as high school or university. Like, you're not just going to be able to have all the time to just type into the chat box and then have an answer come back to you. Like, these skills you got to learn in school, you actually have to be able to know them through and through, top to bottom, in order to actually be able to utilize the skill in the future. So I think telling them this, and then also showing them, like, you can have on these tests, like, you're not allowed to cheat on these tests. So when they are given this piece of paper and they don't know any of the like the content on this piece of paper, they'll get the reality check that they need. That you can't do it just by putting like what's on the screen to paper. You actually have to be able to know the content through and through completely. So I think it's mainly about just showing these kids, like giving these kids a reality check. Telling them real life isn't like that, and I think that's the best way.
Quite good. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Loic. You're demonstrating a wisdom well beyond your years. It's it's music to my ears, as we say. All right. Your next question is coming from George Vandecure.
Yeah, that was a great presentation, Louis. I'll just tackle it from outside of education point of view. By the way, are you familiar with Maslow's needs hierarchy?
Yes, that's actually what I was basing my essay off of, Maslow's hierarchy of
Okay.
needs. Yeah.
So obviously, at one end of the hierarchy is are the physiological, needs that people have. But I'm wondering,
Yes.
there's a real need for people to have a sense of fulfillment, that they've achieved, that they've done something. Why it's the reason why people climb mountains and try to establish records by swimming across Lake Ontario or something like that. Can you just give me some thoughts on the connection between AI and the need to feel like you've done something, the need for self-fulfillment?
Okay. So, well, my first thought when you asked this question was how, when you're using AI, like my previous question, when you're using AI to answer a question, right? When you're not doing the research, but you're rather just typing it into the chat box, I don't think, like personally, I don't think you're getting much fulfillment from doing that. And I don't know if this is for everyone, but I'm sure most people will feel the same way. Like, because what you're doing is you're just asking a question, you're getting the answer back, you're not really working for it. So I think that's where AI actually makes you feel like you haven't accomplished something. And that's what I was talking about in my speech. I was saying how there's gonna be a type of person, like a group of people who just live life by having all the conveniences and all the tasks done for them, like doing question on at school. You're just searching it on ChatGPT and then you're getting the answer. You're having someone do it for you. So in my speech, I was saying how there's going to be a minority of people who feel as if they're not getting the most out of their life just by relying on other, like a tool to complete their entire do all their tasks, and them just relying on ChatGPT or whatever to get entertainment, to get education. There's going to be the type of person who want to get out of this. They don't want to just keep on using other tools. They want to actually be able to do something themselves, and that's what I meant by self-fulfillment. Maybe completing a project which can help people actually be able to come out of this, I guess you could say, matrix. I don't know, that's like one way of saying it, like to find a way to help people to come out of this matrix, come out of this situation where they're just relying on a tool to help them complete things. So that's like a way one can self-fulfill, or find like a way to like fulfill something, leave a mark in this world by helping others by coming out of this matrix. So this relationship between it is like AI will obviously help you a lot, but then you're just relying on it, so you're not really getting much fulfillment from it. But then if you're able to get out of this situation and be able to keep a strong mind and be able to do something by yourself and maybe help others, I think that's the self-fulfillment.
Okay, thank you, Louis. That's great answer.
Thank you very much, Loic, and thank you very much, George.